Just look at the difference. Big screen 21-inch quality TV.
The RD series heavy-duty floppy disks.
See the exciting new Remington office writer at your dealers.
Get ready to time travel to the era of dial-up phones, dusty encyclopedias, and cameras that needed actual film. These inventions and everyday items once ruled our world, but today they're nowhere to be found. Or so outdated, most of us have forgotten they ever even existed. Join me as I spotlight the surprising relics of a bygone century and show you just how far we've come in technology, entertainment, and day-to-day life. This is 100 Things from the 1900s once necessary, now completely obsolete.
Because party line service is a shared service, it is all the more important that its users understand what they need to do to get full benefit from it.
In the 1960s, party line telephones were a staple in many homes, especially in rural areas. A party line was a shared phone service where multiple households were connected to the same telephone line. Each home had a specific ring pattern to know when the call was for them. While this was cost-effective for phone companies, especially in areas where laying individual lines was expensive, it came with downsides. Privacy was minimal, as neighbors could easily eavesdrop on conversations, and arguments often broke out over who was using the line. By the late 20th century, the rise of private phone lines and advancing technology made party lines obsolete, a relic of time when neighbors had to share the local gossip and the phone line itself. Today, sharing a phone line with strangers seems more old-fashioned than the rotary dial. Now let's dive into the world of math.
Back in the 1990s, camcorders were the height of home movie technology. Lugging around those bulky, shoulder-mounted devices made every family event feel like a major Hollywood production. Tapes were popped in, and hours of shaky footage captured birthday parties, vacations, and endless footage of pets doing absolutely nothing.
It's too late. So knowing that, the first thing I did when I saw this camera was I popped in a couple tapes to see if there was any footage still remaining on these tapes. It was just a fuzzy white screen.
Fast forward to today, and smartphones have rendered those clunky machines utterly obsolete. Who needs a camcorder when your phone can shoot 4K video and fit in your pocket? Yet, there's a certain charm in those grainy home videos, reminding us of a time when filming a moment felt like a grand occasion.
Today we have a special lesson on the slide rule, the use of the slide rule.
In the 1960s, slide rules were indispensable for scientists, engineers, and students. With its sliding scales, this mechanical device made complex calculations easier before the arrival of electronic calculators. You could multiply, divide, and even calculate square roots and trigonometric functions with remarkable speed and precision, though not to the decimal accuracy we expect today. The slide rule was a marvel, born from the invention of logarithms by John Napier in the early 1600s, which simplified multiplication and division into basic addition and subtraction. However, portable electronic calculators rendered the trusty slide rule obsolete by the late 20th century.
Just a second. It's going to cost you $897.40, including federal and provincial sales tax.
Adding machines were once an essential tool in every office, performing vital bookkeeping tasks long before the age of computers. These mechanical calculators, first created in the 19th century, were designed to handle dollars and cents precisely. Unlike today's instant electronic devices, adding machines required users to press numbered keys, pull a crank, and watch the total appear on rotary wheels. The process might seem slow to us now, but it revolutionized business operations in its time. Inventors like Dorr E. Felt and Burroughs brought adding machines to the masses in the late 1800s, making manual calculation errors a thing of the past. However, the once ubiquitous adding machine became obsolete as electronic calculators arrived in the 1970s and personal computers became widespread in the 80s. By 2000, these clunky but reliable machines had vanished from office settings, replaced by faster, more efficient technology. Now let's make our way to the kitchen and check things out.
In the 1990s, beepers, or pagers, were the ultimate tool for staying connected.
Please leave your message after the tone followed by the pound key.
No screens, no apps, just a short, vibrating reminder that someone wanted your attention. When paged, you'd receive a beep or vibration, signaling it was time to find a phone to return the call on your terms. In an era before everyone was glued to their devices, pagers allowed for polite pauses, making communication feel less invasive. However, as the cell phones took over, the need for beepers faded, and with it went that patient system. Remember the ear-piercing symphony of dial-up modems?
Grab my new Onyx stainless steel ice cube trays. They stack nicely.
Steel ice cube trays were once a staple in every kitchen long before silicone or plastic trays became the norm. Made from heavy-duty stainless steel, these trays featured a lever mechanism that made popping ice cubes a breeze. All you had to do was fill the tray just below the top edge, then once frozen, a simple crack of the lever would break the ice free. These trays were built to last, offering a durable, no-plastic solution many of us remember from our grandparents' kitchens. Their high quality and ease of use made them an essential tool for decades, even though they could sometimes be tricky if overfilled. Today, they're a nostalgic reminder of when kitchen gadgets were built for longevity. Still, they've been largely replaced by more convenient materials like silicone, which are easier to use and store.
Back then, disposable cameras were the ultimate sidekick for capturing life's spontaneous moments. Affordable and easy to use, they were staples at parties, vacations, and school trips. You'd snap away without a second thought, eagerly awaiting the surprise of what you'd actually captured once the film was developed. Fast forward to today, and these single-use wonders are relics of a pre-digital era.
That's what the film camera looks like, and on the front there's an on and off switch for the flash, so you push it up and then a little red thing will come on.
With smartphones offering instant, high-quality photos and endless storage, disposable cameras are charmingly obsolete. No more waiting for prints or worrying about wasted shots. The digital age has left these once essential devices behind, now fondly remembered as a nostalgic piece of photography history. Now, think back to when a bulky device was your only way to listen to music on the go.
Car cigarette lighters and ashtrays are rooted in a bygone era of smoking. The first recognizable cigarette lighter was patented in 1921, but it wasn't until 1928 that Casco introduced the automotive cigarette lighter. These lighters became standard in most cars, accompanied by ashtrays, which were once more common than cup holders. As awareness about the dangers of smoking grew, particularly after the Surgeon General's landmark report in 1964, cigarette use steadily declined. By the 1980s, cigarette sales plummeted, leading automakers to phase out these lighters. Interestingly, while American cars reduced their cigarette-related features, Japanese vehicles retained them well into the 1990s. Today, most cars have a circular 12-volt outlet, originally intended for lighters but now used for charging devices. As we move into the future, USB ports are starting to replace these outlets, making them a relic of the past where smoking was once a fixture in daily life.
In the 1990s, Sonicare toothbrushes were marketed as a game changer for those with poor motor skills or braces, offering an innovative way to clean teeth with sonic vibrations. It was an essential upgrade from manual brushing for some at the time, promising a superior clean. However, early models were bulky, expensive, and sometimes difficult to handle.
It's optimized for stain removal. I prefer the G2 Optimal Gum Care or C2 Optimal Plaque Control for everyday.
As technology evolved, so did dental care, making these original Sonicare models feel more like outdated relics of a time before smart, ergonomic designs took over. The concept is still relevant today, but the old models have been rendered nearly obsolete by sleeker, more efficient versions that fit seamlessly into daily routines.
A barometer is a great instrument to give you an idea of how the weather will be changing over the next 12 to 15 hours. There's no need for any external power. They react to the pressure around us and measure automatically.
Crafted from wood and glass, home barometers measure air pressure changes, helping families anticipate rain or shine. A pressure drop indicates an impending storm, while rising pressure promises clearer skies. Home barometers provide practical information and add a touch of elegance to home decor, sparking conversations about the ever-changing weather. However, with the rise of modern technology, These charming instruments have become obsolete, replaced by accurate weather forecast and smartphone apps that provide real-time updates at a moment's notice.
In the 90s, Beanie Babies were everywhere. Stuffed animals filled with pellets and their own birth certificates, marketed as both toys and investments. Collectors scrambled to find rare editions, convinced they'd one day cash in big. With their vibrant colors and quirky designs,
Des Moines, I'm Steve Carlin covering Central Iowa for News Channel 8.
they were beloved by children and hoarded by adults, hoping for the next big thing. Over time, however, their value as future treasures never materialized for most, leaving these once sought-after toys to gather dust in attics, overshadowed by the rise of digital toys and experiences.
Something's got to be done about phone books. These are the books for New York City alone in this pile, including the Yellow Pages.
In the not-so-distant past, phone books were essential for anyone looking up numbers quickly. These hefty tomes, filled with countless names and numbers, served as the ultimate resource for connecting with friends, family, and businesses. People relied on them during late-night calls, searching for a pizza joint or a plumber, flipping through pages until they found what they needed. However, with the rise of smartphones, which provide instant access to contact information and online searches, phone books have become a relic of the past. Now, they sit forgotten in basements and attics, collecting dust, reminders of when looking up a number meant thumbing through a bulky book instead of just tapping a screen. Such is the fate of once essential tools in the ever-evolving digital age. Car phone antennas were once a common sight in the 80s, symbolizing the dawn of mobile communication. In the early days of mobile phones, these antennas were essential for maintaining a reliable signal while moving. Often mounted on the roof of vehicles, they enabled clear conversations, connecting drivers with the outside world long before smartphones emerged. The bulky car phones of the 1980s and 90s featured these antennas prominently, showcasing the cutting-edge technology of the time. As technology advanced, mobile phones transformed into sophisticated devices that changed how we connect and communicate. The advent of compact cell phones equipped with internal antennas made these external fixtures old-fashioned. Today, sleek smartphones seamlessly connect to networks without the need for visible antennas, making the once crucial car phone antennas a nostalgic relic of the past. Their disappearance marks a significant shift in mobile technology, reflecting the rapid advancements transforming people's communication. Zippered pencil cases for slide rules were once indispensable tools for students and engineers, reflecting an era when precision calculations required careful organization. These sturdy cases featured multiple compartments, allowing users to neatly store pencils, erasers, and various drafting instruments, while a dedicated pouch at the back securely held the slide rule. Students would take pride in their well-organized cases, ready to tackle math problems and complex engineering tasks. The tactile experience of sliding the rule back and forth and the careful adjustments made using these tools fostered a deep understanding of mathematics. Today, setting an alarm on your device is as simple as a voice command. But let's take a step back in time and explore how people set alarms in the vibrant 60s and 70s.
The sound of dial-up modems symbolized the gateway to the internet in the 1990s. These devices transformed digital data into audio signals, navigating the web at a snail's pace, often crawling at a mere 21.6 kbps. Using one meant sacrificing your phone line, turning it into a one-way street.
Internet, which is much faster than dial-up. All you need is a clear view of the sky to get a broadband signal, so it's available from at least one provider in most remote locales.
For either internet or voice calls, but not both. Some modems let you pause your connection for incoming calls if you were lucky. Today, with lightning-fast fiber and wireless connections, dial-up modems are relics of a bygone era, remembered fondly for their quirky sounds and frustratingly slow speeds.
Once a staple of daily routines, the digital alarm clock has faded into the background of modern life. With the rise of smartphones, which combine alarm functionalities with many other features, traditional alarm clocks have become largely obsolete. Digital clocks offered a precise way to wake up, utilizing quartz technology to ensure accurate timekeeping while providing conveniences like snooze buttons and built-in radios. In addition to their precision, digital clocks were easy to use, boasting user-friendly interfaces and various display options. Yet, as smartphones dominate, the need for standalone digital alarm clocks has dwindled.
The portable CD Walkman used to be a must-have gadget, offering music lovers a way to enjoy their favorite albums on the move. Compact, yet bulky enough to feel substantial, it featured a disc tray that popped open with a satisfying click, ready to play your favorite CDs. Its iconic skip protection was a game-changer.
Portable Walkman CD player to show you. The model number is D-EJ109. Alright.
Until it wasn't, since it still skipped occasionally, especially if you dared to run or walk too fast. The sound quality was top-notch for its time, but it required a hefty stash of AA batteries to keep it going. Now, it's hard to imagine a time when carrying a stack of CDs and a Walkman was considered cutting-edge technology.
The most common means of recording original information is through the use of a key punch to punch the data into the cards.
Back in the day, punch card data storage was a staple of early computing, though today it's entirely obsolete. These cards, also known as IBM cards, were made of stiff paper and held data with holes punched in specific locations to represent information. A card could store up to 80 characters, 1 byte per column. A computer program often required hundreds, if not thousands, of these cards to store and run. Programmers painstakingly transferred their code onto the cards using machines that punched holes according to their instructions. The cards were then fed into a computer's card reader, translating the whole pattern into machine language. By the 1970s, more advanced and reliable data storage methods replaced these once essential tools. Next, let's take a trip back to when music downloads existed.
For kids in the 90s, cereal box toys were the main attraction at breakfast, often worth more than the cereal itself. It was a morning ritual to dig to the bottom of the box or shake it for a sneak peek. These toys ranged from tiny action figures and mini cars to glow-in-the-dark stickers.
You got in there?
The prep.
You got the prep. So we got another one of these guys.
With designs changing to match the latest movie or show. But these surprises slowly disappeared with a shift towards health-conscious marketing and more digital engagement. Now, cereal boxes lack that thrill, as screens and rewards apps have replaced the simple joy of a hidden plastic prize. VHS tapes were the gold standard for home video in the 80s and 90s. These bulky cassettes stored movies, TV shows, and personal recordings, with the satisfying whir of the tape player setting the mood for movie night. You'd have to rewind, deal with tracking issues, and try to avoid the dreaded tape eaters in the VCR.
So this entire stack wasn't worth it, so I'm putting that back, but one thing that is Sasquatch Hunters.
Now, VHS has become an obsolete relic, overshadowed by the digital age and streaming platforms. The once familiar tape box is now more of a vintage collector's item than a necessary tool for watching content. The next stop on the trip down memory lane was a time when navigating the world required more than just a swipe of your finger. Once the go-to for instant memories, Polaroid instant film came with a unique charm. Its bulky camera bodies, the satisfying asterisk whoosh asterisk of the flash, and the anticipation of watching the photo slowly develop made it a staple for photo enthusiasts. With their signature white borders, the film packs offered a tangible way to capture moments before digital photography flooded the scene. Today, while Polaroid is still around, its once popular instant film is more of a novelty than a necessity, as smartphones and digital cameras have made capturing and sharing memories faster and more convenient.
Guarantee you a lifetime of replays and re-records. For life, for sure, forever. BASF, tape that lasts forever.
VHS tapes once dominated home entertainment, transforming movie nights into cherished rituals. Remember the excitement of renting a film and the inevitable impatience as the tape rewound, especially without a high-speed rewinder. families often invest in large entertainment centers, showcasing their impressive VHS collections like treasured libraries. Blockbuster's mantra, "Be kind, please rewind," became ingrained in pop culture, a reminder of the etiquette surrounding rentals. Over the years, the VHS format evolved with S-VHS variations, but as digital technology emerged, the once ubiquitous tapes quickly became outdated. Today, they gather dust in attics and basements, relics of a bygone era.
She's a certified goddess, your soulmate waiting to happen. Without your Motorola pager, you would have missed her because you were out doing guy stuff.
Pagers, or beepers, were once essential wireless communication devices patented by Alfred J. Gross in 1949. These compact gadgets received alphanumeric or voice messages via radio, alerting users with distinctive tones, beeps, or vibrations. Their popularity surged in the 1980s, becoming indispensable for doctors, emergency services, and businesses that required immediate notifications. However, as cell phones emerged, the use of pagers began to decline sharply. Despite this, some groups still utilize them, valuing their less traceable nature. In environments like hospitals where silence is paramount, pagers remain useful for medical professionals needing discreet alerts without disturbing patients. While they symbolize a bygone era of communication, their specialized applications demonstrate that even in obsolescence, they can still serve a purpose in today's fast-paced world. Remember the days when the streets echoed with the thumping beats of a boombox?
Listen to the power of platinum. Panasonic Platinum. Get into the power of platinum.
As far back as the early 90s, glass bottles were essential, especially for milk delivery. These bottles were usually made of clear, sturdy glass, with older ones thicker to withstand multiple reuses. As time went on, newer bottles became thinner, still durable, but more cost-effective to produce. Milk was delivered fresh to homes, and folks would leave empty bottles on their doorstep for the milkman to collect and refill. This cycle of reuse was environmentally friendly long before the term became popular. The milk bottles had embossed logos or labels, often featuring the name of the dairy company, and each bottle felt like a small piece of local culture. However, the once necessary glass bottles slowly became outdated, along with plastic containers and milk cartons. Next, we'll explore an office tool that was truly indispensable during the 80s. Once a staple in homes and offices, Rolodexes was the go-to solution for managing contacts before the digital age took over. In an era devoid of smartphones and virtual address books, these rotating card files help people keep track of countless names, phone numbers, and addresses. Often found perched on desks, a Rolodex proudly displayed an array of colorful cards, each representing a connection waiting to be contacted. Despite their charm and nostalgia, Rolodexes have become outworn with the rise of technology. Today, contact management is seamlessly integrated into smartphones and cloud-based applications, allowing instant access to information without the clutter of physical cards. As a result, the Rolodex now sits unused in forgotten drawers.
Typewriter keyboards were once the backbone of every office and writer's desk. They were essential tools for producing documents, tapping out each letter on clunky keys with satisfying clicks.
Hi, this is Stacy with WTI. I'm about to take you back in time with this awesome retro keyboard from Adventurers.
Their simplicity made them reliable, but required muscle power and patience. Fast forward to today, and these relics are mostly a thing of the past. Computers, laptops, and touchscreen devices have taken over, offering convenience, speed, and digital flexibility that the typewriter could never match. Furby was a toy that defined the late 90s, blending tech and fun in a way that no one saw coming. With its wide eyes and twitching ears, this robotic creature responded to touch, voice, and light, seemingly coming to life with every interaction. It could learn phrases like, "I love you," and "I'm hungry."
I don't believe there's anything on his head. And did his allies just come off? Oh my goodness.
Until its battery ran out and it slipped into an eerie silence. Once the craze subsided, Furbies faded into forgotten drawers. But today, they've emerged as quirky collector's items, valued more for their kitschy appeal and nostalgic charm than for any practical play value.
Yes, the children stay young when you capture their voices on tape. It's the perfect way to preserve the sounds of family living.
Reel-to-reel tape recorders were a revolutionary tool for recording and playing high-quality audio in the 70s and 80s. Before cassettes and digital media, these bulky machines were the go-to for professionals and audiophiles. They featured two large reels, one for feeding the tape and the other for winding it up as it passed over a set of tape heads. These heads read and recorded sound by magnetizing the tape's coating, capturing music, conversations, and even radio broadcast. Despite their size and complexity, reel-to-reel recorders offered superior sound quality, which made them indispensable in studios and radio stations. However, by the 1980s, as cassettes and CDs became more practical and portable, reel-to-reel systems slowly faded, leaving behind a nostalgic audio history. Now, let's take a moment to revisit our first experience with portable electronics.
Dot matrix printers were once the workhorse of office printing. Known for their distinctive dot printing style. These machines used a print head that moved back and forth, striking an inked ribbon to create characters on paper. They were ideal for printing multi-part forms, receipts, and reports, and their sound was unmistakable, a constant rhythmic whir and clack. However, as technology advanced, they've been replaced by quieter, faster, and higher quality inkjet and laser printers, leaving dot matrix printers as a nostalgic relic of the past, remembered mostly for their noisy presence and low-resolution output.
What are you listening to? This Remco transistor radio I made myself. Want to listen? Gee, the ball game!
In the 1950s, transistor radios were a must-have for music lovers and sports fans. Small, portable, and battery-powered, these radios brought the sound of ball games and rock and roll to millions. They were easy to carry using early transistor technology, making it possible to listen to favorite radio stations on the go. While their sound was buzzy and far from today's crisp audio, they were groundbreaking for their time. Brands like Sony became synonymous with these radios, which remained popular for decades. Although most portable audio players have evolved, you can still find a new transistor radio sold today, a nostalgic reminder of simpler times when turning the AM dial was part of daily life. The next item on the list might just surprise today's kids. In the vibrant automotive landscape of the 60s, vinyl seat covers were all the rage, offering a sleek and easy-to-clean surface for drivers and passengers alike. Their shiny, plastic-like appearance became a defining feature of cars from that era, reflecting the burgeoning post-war optimism. While vinyl was valued for its durability and resistance to spills, it often lacked the comfort and warmth of natural fabrics. As the automotive industry evolved, so did consumer preferences, leading to the rise of more comfortable and stylish materials like velour and leather. Today, vinyl seat covers have faded into obscurity. Though they are rarely seen in modern vehicles, their legacy lives on in vintage car shows and classic restorations, evoking fond memories for enthusiasts. Now, how did people store and recall numbers before the age of smartphones?
Get yourself wired for sound with the Telmac Walkabout Stereo cassette player. Just slip into the featherweight headphones, pop in your favorite cassette, and you'll not only hear the music, you'll feel it all over.
The 1980s saw a wealth of now obsolete gadgets that once defined modern living. Among the most iconic was the Sony Walkman, a portable cassette player that revolutionized music consumption. Launched in '79, the Walkman became synonymous with personal audio, allowing listeners to enjoy music anywhere with its sleek, cuboid design and durable build. Accompanied by dynamic headphones, it offered superior sound quality, enhanced by the Dolby noise reduction feature introduced in the mid-'80s. As cassette tapes fell out of favor in the early 2000s, the Walkman's production ceased in 2010, marking the end of an era. Step further down memory lane with a classic file sharing and storage device.
Once a rite of passage, personal mixtapes involved recording favorite songs onto cassette tapes, one track at a time, often with painstaking rewinds and play-pause-press timing. These custom playlists were physical mementos, clunky, low-quality audio artifacts with immense sentimental value. You'd find tape decks rewinding to relive a favorite track,
Hear your soothing voice, you set me free.
Or awkwardly fast-forwarding through less-loved songs. Now, playlists dominate the digital landscape, letting us mix endless tracks without the hassle. But mixtapes had a tangible charm, carefully labeling each side, hoping the tape wouldn't unravel, and feeling the weight of those memories in your hand. Remember the compact music tech that promised to replace cassettes and CDs, only to vanish almost as quickly as it appeared?
In the 1960s, film reels were essential for preserving family memories. Super 8 and 16mm film reels captured everything from holiday gatherings to school plays, bringing moments to life on the silver screen at home. Families would gather around a projector to watch these precious memories flicker, each reel preserving cherished moments. However, these bulky reels required proper handling, careful storage, and a projector to view. As technology advanced, these film reels gave way to more convenient formats like VHS tapes and digital video. Today, smartphones and digital cameras have made recording and instantly sharing our lives effortless. While film reels for home movies may now seem obsolete, they were once cutting-edge technology that preserved priceless memories, offering a nostalgic glimpse into a simpler time when capturing life's moments felt more magical.
The beeper watch brought a futuristic touch to wrists everywhere in the 90s. Combining the practicality of a watch with a tiny pager, this beeper kept wearers up to speed with mini notifications. Ideal for teens sneaking alerts in class or doctors on call.
And then message in time. So let's go ahead. I doubt this is going to boot up. I'm going to go ahead and get a battery put in this.
However, once smartphones entered the scene with a full suite of communication features, the beeper watch simply couldn't compete. It's now a quirky relic, reminding us of a time when beep meant someone had something important to say.
Typing motions are confined to your fingers.
In the 1960s, the manual typewriter was a household staple in offices, schools, and homes nationwide. It was the primary tool for creating neatly typed letters, reports, and documents long before the age of computers. Each keystroke made a satisfying click-clack sound as it hit the inked ribbon, pressing words onto paper with mechanical precision. Typing on these machines required skill and accuracy. No backspace or delete button existed to correct mistakes, so typists had to be careful. By the 1970s, electric typewriters started to edge them out, and within a few decades, computers took over entirely. Today, manual typewriters are quaint relics of a bygone era, their rhythmic sound a distant memory. While collectors and vintage enthusiasts may still treasure them, these once essential machines have been replaced by the convenience and efficiency of modern technology, making them a symbol of how far we've come.
In Victorian times, for example, the most energetic pastime for a respectable young lady was probably this.
In the mid-20th century, patterns were crucial for crafting personalized garments, allowing individuals to create outfits that fit their style and body shape. The detailed illustrations and instructions guided makers through the process, fostering creativity and self-expression. For instance, vintage patterns from the 1960s showcase unique details like shaped belts, quilted fabrics, and intricate applique designs. These patterns reflect an era when fashion was about tailored silhouettes and bold prints. While modern technology and fast fashion have transformed the clothing landscape, sewing patterns still hold nostalgic value for enthusiasts who appreciate the artistry of garment construction. Today, they inspire those looking to incorporate vintage aesthetics into contemporary projects, reminding us of a time when sewing was integral to personal style and craftsmanship.
Now you can have the world's most powerful antenna for color, black and white, FM stereo. A new Channel Master Color Crossfire antenna.
TV antennas were once a common sight adorning rooftops. In the days before cable, satellite, and streaming services took over, these large metallic structures were essential for picking up over-the-air television signals. Typically measuring around 16 by 16 inches, they captured broadcasts from distant towers, allowing families to enjoy their favorite shows without monthly fees. Today, however, most homes are equipped with sleek, compact digital antennas or rely entirely on subscription services, rendering the bulky rooftop antennas nearly obsolete. As technology advances, fewer people find the need for these once necessary devices, leading to their gradual disappearance from the skyline. The remnants of these behemoths remain, a nostalgic nod to a simpler time when antenna adjustments were part of the viewing experience and the thrill of clear reception was a victory.
So why not take your pictures the modern way? The Brownie Starmatic costs only $34.50 or as little as $3.50 down. Other Brownie cameras start at $5.95.
The Kodak Brownie camera, introduced in 1901, revolutionized photography by making it accessible to the average person. This lightweight, box-shaped device came preloaded with film, allowing users to snap up to 8 photos easily. Its affordability, starting at just $1, sparked immense popularity, with over 250,000 units sold in the first year alone. Over the decades, various models emerged, including folding cameras and 8mm motion picture options designed to capture life's moments effortlessly. The last Brownie cameras, featuring flash attachments, were produced in the late 1960s, signaling the end of an era. Though now obsolete, the Brownie paved the way for modern snapshot photography, reminding us of a time when capturing memories was a simple joy, long before the digital age transformed how we take and share pictures.
In the 1990s, the Palm Pilot was the epitome of portable productivity. This pocket-sized gadget offered a digital address book.
And of course, being from the late 90s, it's a resistive touchscreen, so pressure needs to be applied using a fingernail or using the included stylus tucked away in the back right corner.
Calendar and note-taking capabilities, all accessible with a tiny stylus. Its monochrome screen and limited storage allowed users to sync data with their desktop computers via a clunky cradle. Today, these features feel laughably quaint, as smartphones have absorbed and vastly expanded on the Palm Pilot's once cutting-edge functions, leaving it a nostalgic relic of tech's early days.
Dot matrix printers, a mainstay of the printing world since the 1920s, surged in popularity during the 70s. Known for their distinctive screeching sounds, they produced documents by striking an ink-soaked ribbon against paper with a series of pins, resulting in text and graphics. A 24-pin printer could achieve finer images than its 9-pin counterparts, yet both suffered from limited image quality due to their mechanical nature. Although they could print in color using multiple ink ribbons, color dot matrix printers have become rare. These printers excelled at producing continuous forms and carbon copies, making them staples in businesses for years. However, their functionality has largely been rendered obsolete by inkjet and laser printers, which offer higher quality and quieter operation. Today, dot matrix printers like the Epson LX350 serve niche purposes, often relegated to outdated offices, yet they evoke a sense of nostalgia for the chaotic charm of early personal computing.
Back in the day, CD players were the pinnacle of portable music technology. These clunky devices were a must-have for any music lover on the go. You'd lug around a stack of CDs, carefully swapping them out to avoid scratches, just to enjoy your favorite tracks.
The whole idea behind this player wasn't so much to make it portable in terms of carrying it around and listening to music while you're on the go.
Fast forward to today, and they've become relics of a bygone era. Streaming services and smartphones have made them completely obsolete. Now they're more likely to be found gathering dust in a drawer or displayed as a quirky reminder of how we once jammed to tunes in the most inconvenient way possible. Remember when recording family memories meant hauling around a hefty device? In the 90s, Tamagotchis were the height of interactive tech. virtual pet keychains that demanded constant attention. These tiny pixelated creatures thrived on feeding, cleaning, and playing with their owners. Users could monitor their pet's health, happiness, and well-being with a few buttons, creating a bond that felt strangely real. As the days passed, neglecting the digital creature led to its demise, which had consequences more severe than a simple game of Simon Says.
Unknown, but the important detail is that Yokoi was inspired to create a pet that you could take anywhere you wanted, regardless of what your parents might say.
Though their high-maintenance appeal has faded, Tamagotchis remain a fond relic of the past, offering a mix of nostalgia and amusement for those who once carried their responsibility on a tiny screen. Now, take a look at a toy that took the 90s by storm, captivating with its lifelike movements and quirky personality. These iconic blue and yellow cards were once the gateway to a universe of VHS tapes and DVDs, turning Friday nights into movie marathons. Blockbuster memberships granted access to shelves stacked with Hollywood hits and hidden gems. Each rental meticulously logged. Yet, the rise of digital streaming made the ritual of browsing aisles obsolete. Today, Blockbuster cards are mere souvenirs of a bygone era when movie night meant a trip to the store, not just a click on a remote. Nothing said "cool kid" like a metal lunchbox decorated with the latest cartoon character. These sturdy containers held sandwiches, juice boxes, and sometimes a hidden toy. Though they were durable, the lack of insulation made them impractical for keeping food fresh.
I don't know what they were, but still a 9.5 out of 10, this lunchbox. Thank you.
With insulated bags and plastic containers making lunches fresher and easier to carry, the metal lunchbox became a fond memory. But that clinking metal and retro design still bring back lunchroom stories and adventures. Remember the thrill of unearthing a hidden treasure at the bottom of your cereal box? Before GPS and smartphones, physical maps and atlases were indispensable tools for navigating new cities or road trips. Folding out a massive road map or flipping through an atlas was a rite of passage for travelers, requiring patience and skill to navigate.
Latitude, and of course the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn.
Whether on long drives or planning a trip, these paper guides offered a detailed, tactile connection to the world. Today, digital navigation systems and mapping apps have rendered them almost obsolete, allowing us to find our way with the swipe of a finger, leaving physical maps a quaint memory of pre-tech journeys.
Boomboxes, once essential portable music players, first introduced in the late 70s, were everywhere by the 80s. Equipped with cassette tape players, an AM/FM radio, and even CD players, they allowed us to share music at high volumes, whether at home or on the go. Powered by batteries, boomboxes became a cultural icon, especially in hip-hop and breakdancing scenes. The bigger the box, the better the bass, and some models were so large, they were like lugging a suitcase around. By the mid-90s, boomboxes were losing ground to smaller, more convenient gadgets. Today, they've been replaced by sleek, lightweight devices like smartphones and wireless speakers. Yet for many, the boombox remains a nostalgic symbol of a time when music was larger than life.
When I say shut, I mean
calculators.
I mean
fax machines.
I mean
typewriters.
I mean businesses.
Once a cherished staple of music lovers, portable phonographs were the pinnacle of audio technology beginning in the 1930s. These beautifully designed devices brought the joy of music to picnics and gatherings, allowing users to enjoy their favorite records anywhere. Unlike modern music players, these phonographs required a bit of assembly and manual effort, often involving a hand crank to wind the mechanism. One standout feature was their horn, which amplified sound and gave the music a unique, nostalgic quality. While assembling the phonograph might have been a bit tricky, figuring out how to attach the reproducer and manage the turntable, it was often a rewarding experience. Once set up, the soft, crackling tunes filled the air, offering a charming backdrop to outdoor fun. Despite their initial popularity, Portable phonographs have become obsolete in today's digital age, replaced by sleek wireless speakers and streaming services. Now let's take a moment to celebrate the trailblazer of photography.
Handheld consoles like the Game Boy were the ultimate portable gaming devices back in the 90s. Their chunky design housed a small screen and clunky buttons, but they offered hours of pixelated fun on the go. The Game Boy's monochrome display, though basic by today's standards, was revolutionary at the time.
Introducing Game Boy. It's portable, it's in stereo, and its games are interchangeable. Game Boy comes complete with batteries and the...
Games like Tetris and Pokemon became cultural icons, and despite the screen's lack of color, players were hooked. Fast forward to today, and smartphones have made these handheld gadgets nearly obsolete, offering a massive library of games, superior graphics, and more versatility, all with the added bonus of being a phone too.
In the history of television.
We are looking.
Once a beloved centerpiece of our living rooms, tube televisions, or cathode ray tube (CRT) TVs, was the go-to choice for entertainment. These bulky, heavy behemoths dominated our spaces, their deep backs requiring ample wall clearance. The glowing screen, often surrounded by a wooden or plastic frame, offered viewers a unique warmth and nostalgia that many still cherish. However, as technology advanced, the sleek, flat-panel displays revolutionized how we watch TV, providing sharper images and lighter designs seamlessly fitting into modern homes. With the advent of LCD, LED, and OLED screens, CRTs became obsolete, pushed aside by their ultra-thin counterparts that offered better picture quality and energy efficiency. Yet for those who grew up with them, there's an undeniable charm in the crackle of a CRT.
Mini discs emerged in the 90s as a compact, futuristic solution to music storage. They looked like tiny, transparent CDs in cases, offering a glimmer of digital sophistication. With recordable capabilities, they aimed to outshine cassettes with clear audio, easy track editing, and durability.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why.
But they couldn't compete with the rising dominance of CDs, and MP3s soon delivered the ultimate blow. Despite their sleek design and impressive functionality for the time, mini discs were doomed to obscurity, a technological bridge that no one fully crossed on the way to streaming and digital music players.
During many open periods of the school day, evaluation and selection groups may be at work at the never-ending search for better teaching materials.
Film strip projectors were once essential tools in classrooms and offices, bridging traditional teaching methods and audiovisual learning. These devices illuminated long strips of images accompanied by a narration or soundtrack, creating an engaging experience for students and employees alike. Remember the excitement of watching educational films in school as the teacher clicked through frames, bringing lessons to life? However, as technology advanced, film strip projectors became obsolete, replaced by digital and video content that offered greater flexibility and ease of use. Today, the whir of film strip projectors is a distant memory. While they may evoke a sense of nostalgia, they remind us of how far we've come in education and business communication, paving the way for a digital future.
Keychain organizers in the 90s were the height of organization on the go. Compact and sleek, they packed a punch with room for keys, a mini flashlight, and even nail clippers, essentials for any kid or adult on the move.
You can easily take the keys out or put them back in. Pros, super minimalist.
But these little organizers have been sidelined with smartphones taking over as an all-in-one tool. They may have gathered our essentials, but they couldn't keep up with the all-digital era, where even our keys can be replaced by smart locks. Next, we dive into the story of a gadget that once kept us all on alert.
So this is the Hickok Model 600 Dynamic Mutual Conductance Tube Tester, and this one is in a pretty rough shape. It doesn't have the lid.
In the days when vacuum tubes powered our favorite devices, these testers were essential for diagnosing and maintaining their performance. Technicians relied on them to assess the condition of tubes, ensuring crisp sound and clear picture quality. However, with the advent of transistors and modern electronics in the mid-20th century, vacuum tube technology quickly faded into obscurity. Today, these testers are mere curiosities, often found in vintage shops or collectors' homes, symbolizing a time when electronics required hands-on expertise. While they hold nostalgic value, handheld vacuum tube testers remind us of the rapid technological advancements that have transformed our world, making them completely obsolete. Now, let's talk about a device essential for predicting the weather.
These handheld devices epitomized on-the-go entertainment, featuring a simple LCD screen and basic controls. The game consisted of guiding a snake that grew longer as it ate, intending to avoid running into walls or its own tail. With just a few buttons and minimal sound, the game was addictive in its simplicity. Today, these games are practically forgotten, replaced by high-definition mobile apps offering multi-layered gameplay and advanced graphics, making these retro gadgets a distant memory of a more minimalistic gaming era. Let's take a trip back to the craze that had everyone rolling in the 90s. The original soda can pull tabs were a simple yet iconic design. A small tab that you'd pull back to open your drink. While convenient, they often posed a hazard, flying off unexpectedly or leaving sharp edges that caused cuts. Despite their flaws, these pull tabs were once ubiquitous on every can, an effortless mechanism for quenching thirst. Today, they've been replaced by stay-on, easy-to-open tabs that minimize mess and danger. The pull tab now lives on only in the memories of those who used to collect them or get surprised by their erratic flight. Bagged salad kits were the 1990s echo-answer to fast and easy meal prep. Each kit conveniently bundled pre-washed lettuce, shredded carrots, and a packet of dressing, perfect for a quick side dish.
We're going to prepare this. There's our, it's like salad, some cabbage, carrots, and...
However, with a growing emphasis on fresh, customizable ingredients and environmental concerns over plastic waste, these kits have fallen out of favor. Home cooks now opt for fresher, more diverse produce, often bought in bulk or grown locally, making the convenience of bagged salads a thing of the past. Now, let's take a look back at the golden era of video rentals.
I've cleaned over 1,000 records with this. I've been pretty serious with this little Humming Guru ultrasonic cleaner. And is it still working? Am I still happy with it?
Vinyl record cleaners played a vital role for audiophiles and music lovers, helping to keep treasured LPs in top-notch condition. These tools, ranging from simple brushes to sophisticated vacuum systems, were essential for removing dust, dirt, and fingerprints from the grooves of vinyl records. The quality of sound produced by a clean record was unparalleled, allowing listeners to immerse themselves in the full richness of their favorite albums. Today, however, the rise of digital music has rendered these cleaners obsolete. Streaming services and digital downloads have transformed how music is enjoyed, eliminating the need for physical media and the associated upkeep.
Before central air became widespread, window air conditioning units were a summertime staple, buzzing and rattling through humid days. These units were bulky and loud, making homes cool but rarely peaceful. Often, only one room felt the real relief. And maneuvering them in and out of windows each season was a chore. Now, central air and quieter portable units reign supreme. Yet, window units had a certain gritty charm, tackling heat with determination, creating that signature white noise and capturing the essence of beating the summer in the 90s.
And today I'm taking a look at slide projectors.
The carousel slide projector, once a staple of home entertainment and professional presentations, has become obsolete in today's digital age. This innovative device, patented in 1965 by David E. Hansen, featured a rotary tray capable of holding up to 140 35mm slides. Users would load their slides upside down and backwards, allowing images to be projected in the correct orientation. The Kodak Carousel, launched in 1961, introduced convenience and reliability, eliminating the jamming issues common in earlier projectors. Its design, credited to Louis Misiraka, allowed for seamless automated shows, enhancing the experience of family gatherings and lectures. Despite its nostalgic charm, the advent of digital photography and projector technology rendered the carousel slide projector irrelevant. Today, it's a relic of the past, a symbol of a time when sharing memories meant laboriously loading slides rather than instantly displaying images on screens or through social media.
In the 90s, rollerblades were the ultimate symbol of cool outdoor activity. With their sleek design and wheels in a single row, they offered both speed and freedom. Perfect for gliding down the sidewalk or mastering tricks at the local skate park.
They seem really smooth. Good wheels. Nice and...
The rollerblade craze swept through neighborhoods, with everyone from teens to adults donning a pair and racing down streets. Rollerblade cradles, small skate parks with ramps and rails, popped up everywhere, creating spaces for enthusiasts to show off their skills. But as preferences shifted towards skateboards and bicycles, rollerblades became less common, now gathering dust in closets and nostalgia. Once a fixture at parties and family gatherings, karaoke machines gave rise to an era of living room pop stars. With wired microphones, song catalogs on clunky CDs or tapes, and a screen to guide lyrics, these machines promised hours of fun. Yet, with the rise of streaming platforms and smartphone apps offering endless karaoke options, without the need for bulky equipment, the traditional karaoke machine has largely faded into obscurity. What was once a party essential now seems impractical, replaced by apps that offer convenience and a nearly infinite catalog of songs at the touch of a screen.